Okay. So the subject of today's video is what went right. Namely, in the course of the past 6 months, having done this video project, what did I actually get out of it that was positive? What was the upside to the whole thing? What went right? I think, first of all, what strikes me is that more went right than went wrong, I think. Or at least I think that the impact of the things that did go right is probably going to be more lasting than any impact of things that didn't go right. Overwhelmingly, I think the thing that has really changed is my attitude about my life. Because at the beginning, I had a very negative attitude about it. I didn't have any sense of hope. I felt that I was stagnating, because I was stagnating. And I didn't really feel that anything was about to change. I thought I was just going to be in the same sort of situation forever, and I just sort of felt hopeless, and things were just basically empty. And I don't feel like that now. And I think the main reason for that is, well, there's a few. I mean, one is that I actually did do what I set out to do, to make a video every day of one sort or another. That I did do. And in most cases, it involved me getting out of the flat, in the vast majority of cases. And getting out of the flat was good for my mental health, but the accomplishment of doing it every day consistently for 174 days also improved my mental health, because I began to believe in things. I began to believe that things could be different, that I wasn't trapped. I think as well, what worked from this whole thing is that I began to be more creative with my time. I'm not saying that my videos were creative. I'm saying that I was sort of putting more thought into what I would do on a given day. Because I'd think, oh, well, where am I going to make my video today? I thought, oh, well, I know, there's that kind of weird place, I'll go there. And that was something, it was just a very simple process, which didn't really exist before. Before, I would sort of just drift a lot. And now, because I had this pet project, I needed to kind of live up to it and to engage with it and to take it like seriously enough that that it was worth doing. And I did always believe that it was worth doing. So how has all that changed? How's all, what has worked? I have to come back to the main subject. What worked? A habit. I developed a new habit, and that was getting out of the flat, making the video, editing the video, posting the video, which, in the amount of time that it took per day was not that great. But, living the way I was with the mental health situation I was in, those things sometimes could be, well, on certain occasions, they were basically insurmountable. At the beginning, there were quite a few days when I found it very difficult to get out of the flat, where I felt very strong kind of inertia just to stay put and not to put my nose out the door. But with time, that became less and less the case, and I was able, with increasing ease, to get myself to do something that was outside my comfort zone. So that's a big change, because, well, two things. One, I could only see a situation like that getting worse over time, and I'd end up being some hermit. And two, it not only did it not get worse, it got better. It didn't just stay the same. It improved. And that was because I had these bloody videos to do, and I wouldn't have gone out if I didn't. So I think it could have been the same for a lot of things. I chose these videos, and I chose getting out of the flat, going for a walk or a bike ride, It could have been something different. It could have been some perhaps more productive undertaking, like, I don't know, learning how to bind books or something like that, or whatever, become a gardener or something. It could have been a lot of things. But I feel like at this stage, 180 days in almost, that I've kind of, I've achieved my mission in the sense that I have changed something which I didn't know how to change about my life. And that was my social anxiety, my sort of fear of leaving the flat, my depression, my, general anxiety, all that sort of stuff. I felt like it was in charge of me. And I realized through very simple steps on a, individual human scale, just my experience, that I can actually be in charge of it in a way. And that's by 173 times getting myself to make a video or to go outside or to do whatever. So that kind of commitment, it reinforced itself as a process of change. Sounds very fancy, but really all it meant was I had given myself a task. I carried it through again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And that eventually built up the sort of muscle memory or whatever you want to call it to be able to do it the next day. Because I had just done it the last day or the last 100 days or whatever. I remember day 100, I was ready to throw the towel in. And I don't know, that seems like a very long time ago. It's, 74 days ago. And in fact, I was going through looking at some of the old videos that I made, just briefly looking at a few seconds here and there just to see what they were like. And I've really forgotten, oh, God, I remember that day it was snowing or whatever, So I think, what has worked has definitely been the big thing has been that thing about learning how to do something that I don't want to do. And I did it on my own, I didn't need people to drag me out the door. I mean, it was great having viewers commenting and stuff like that, saying, and people privately contacting me offline and stuff like that, saying, it was really good what I was doing and stuff. So that encouragement meant a lot. And I also didn't want to look like a dick and not make a video someday, so that's why I never actually broke even if some of my videos were just a screenshot with me saying, sorry, I'm too screwed up to make a video today. I still put something out. And yeah, I guess because I didn't want to look like a knob, then I without posting anything on any given day, then that kind of kept me going. Bit of a negative, reason for wanting to do something, but it worked. Anyway, so in summary, what worked? I did. I worked. I began to work as a functioning human. That's the most I could have given myself. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then.